Hello everyone, you have come to Tata Comic Preview channel. Let read together. Have fun. Zhou felt relieved when he saw the primal chi surging into his avatar and there were no signs of it absorbing vitality energy. It looks like only the golden lotus has a shackle at the 9th leaf. Advancing to the 10th leaf did not require one's lifespan. Meanwhile, activating the birth chart only required the lifespan from the birth chart heart, so one did not have to one's lifespan. Apart from that, forming the Thousand Realms whirling avatar also did not consume one's lifespan. Zhou continued to look at the converging primal chi that was surging into his avatar in satisfaction. He watched the entire process attentively with a solemn expression on his face. The avatar had absorbed a large amount of primal chi and had not stopped yet. Fortunately, he was on Cloud Mountain. The environment here was excellent, and it was most suitable for making a breakthrough in one's cultivation. As the primal chi continued to surge into the avatar increased in size as well. After learning from his previous mistake, Zhou did not want to lose control of his avatar again. Therefore, every time his avatar grew, he would suppress a part of it. As a result, the avatar's size remained about the same as his size. Usually, when cultivators wanted to have a look at their avatars, they would manifest a miniature version of their avatars on their palms. However, in order to observe the changes on the lotus seat, Zhou deliberately increased its size a little. At this moment, the pattern in the birth palace did not have any significant change. Every time primal chi gathered and surged in, it would flash with light once in a while. As time passed, the avatar continued to absorb the primal chi. Zhou could not help but wonder inwardly, will this attract powerful huge beasts similar to when one's attempting the 9-leaf stage? A cultivator sprouting the 9th leaf was like a piece of juicy meat for the beasts. How could it not attract the attention of huge and fierce beasts? Based on this, sprouting the 10th leaf or forming the Thousand Realms whirling avatar should be an even bigger piece of juicy meat to the beasts. However, he knew that when Nia Qingyun and the others sprouted the 10th leaf, they did not attract any fierce beasts. However, when he sprouted the 10th leaf, he had attracted a birth chart beast. Would he attract an even more powerful birth chart beast this time? Zhou shook his head, dismissing these thoughts. There was no point dwelling on them. It was better for him to concentrate on forming his Thousand Realms whirling avatar. However, soon enough, his mind began to wander again. Yu Chenshu had died. According to him, Xikong Beicheng was imprisoned under the literary Star Gate in the Sky Martial Court. If he could enter the mystic Sky Realm, he would be much more confident going to the Sky Martial Court. Meanwhile, the primal chi in the sky grew denser, and it continued to gather in this manner for an hour. On a towering tree near Cloud Mountain. Second junior brother, I really didn't know that your escape technique is so brilliant, Zhenghai said. The same can be said about you. Eldest senior brother, you're far better than me in this regard. I have no choice but to admit defeat, Zhenghai said before he tapped his feet lightly and jumped to another towering tree. Do you believe the rumors from the relay station in the capital? Zhenghai asked, catching up to Zhenghai in just a flash. Of course. Zhenghai smiled faintly. This has always been the way that master does things. If Yu Chenshu really set a trap in the Skywheel Range Mountain, it's tantamount to seeking death. However, Yu Chenshu's cultivation base is unfathomable. Moreover, he has the support of the Sky Martial Court. Although he wasn't at the Sky Martial Court, both of us still could not get close to it. This just shows that Yu Chenshu is not a simple person, Zhenghai said. Have you forgotten that Yizhen was a 10-leaf karmic fire user with many lives before he died? Even Chen Beizheng, the great general of the north, couldn't withstand one palm strike from master. Zhenghai nodded. I've always been curious about how high master's cultivation base is. At this moment, the duo stood side by side. They recalled the chaotic battle between them and their master back then. At that time, both of them only had 8 leaves. At that time, Zhenghai and Zhenghai had thought 8 leaves was the limit of leaves one could sprout. However, even when the two of them worked together to fight their master, they were still defeated and injured. In any case, the past should stay in the past. Currently, their master could kill a 10-leaf elite in just a blink of an eye. The speed at which their master's cultivation base was rising was truly shocking. Back when the 7 great sects besieged the evil sky pavilion, Master already possessed a 9-leaf golden lotus. Just a few years have passed, but so many things have changed. We know now there's the 10th leaf and also the 1,000 realms whirling avatar, Zhenghai said. Yu Shangrong remained silent. His body seemed as light as a swallow as he flew into the sky. After a moment, he landed on the top of a tree and pointed at Cloud Mountain. Eldest senior brother. He's here. Yu Zhenghai arrived next to Yu Shangrong in just a flash and looked up. Both of them saw a shocking scene. On the 3rd peak of Cloud Mountain, there was a golden astrolabe. There were several circles on the astrolabe. Upon a closer look, it seemed like the inner and outer circles were intersected. At the same time, the circles were rotating as well. Apart from that, golden words could be vaguely seen on the astrolabe. Due to the dense primal chi and the bad weather, the duo could only vaguely see the astrolabe. The 1,000 realms whirling avatar? Yu Zhenghai exclaimed in surprise. This is the astrolabe from the 1,000 realms whirling avatar? Yu Shangrong was equally as surprised. When I was a guest in the 9th temple, I remember seeing a drawing of the astrolabe on the wall. However, that astrolabe was red. This is a golden astrolabe, Yu Zhenghai said. Yu Shangrong smiled indifferently. As expected, Master has been a mystic sky realm cultivator for a long time now. No wonder, no wonder. Yu Zhenghai sighed emotionally. No wonder Master was able to easily deal with those arrogant 10-leaf cultivators with just one move. As it turns out, Master has been hiding his strength for so long. Master really hid his strength well. Even on Cloud Mountain, one could only vaguely see the astrolabe. Nie Qingyun and Li Yunzheng had returned to the main peak due to the violent wind, so they missed this magnificent sight. On the other hand, the Cloud Mountain disciples had low cultivation bases, so they were unable to enjoy this amazing sight. The astrolabe that was shrouded in fog floated on the 3rd peak like a golden sun with characters and circles on it. In the main hall, Zhou was unaware of this. He was still staring at the avatar and lotus seat in front of him. He discovered a new pattern had appeared in the birth palace on the lotus seat. The birth disk has appeared. The birth palace contains the birth charts. Meanwhile, the 36 birth charts should be arranged according to the pattern on the piece of cloth. The birth disk is like the foundation that guides the astrolabe. Does it mean that once the astrolabe appears, the forming of the 1,000 realms whirling avatar is complete? Zhou looked at the head of his avatar, there was no astrolabe behind it. Is it because I suppress its size? In just a flash, Zhou withdrew his avatar and left the main hall. The bad weather was beyond Zhou's expectations, but he did not pay attention to it. He quickly manifested his avatar. Buzz. A 250-foot avatar appeared in the sky before it began to increase in height. 260 feet. 270 feet. In just a flash, it grew to 300 feet tall. Zhou flew up to the head of his avatar to have a look. He saw a huge golden astrolabe that was much bigger than his avatar's head. This? Zhou inhaled sharply. He felt goosebumps erupting on his skin. How could it be possible for him not to feel excited? He flew to the front of the astrolabe. He saw 4 concentric circles on the surface of the golden astrolabe. The largest circle was about 4 times bigger than his avatar's head. It formed a golden ring with the second circle. On the ring, there were 12 lines that were spaced apart exactly. A clock? This was Zhou's first thought when he saw the 12 lines. There was a symbol in the space between each line. Meanwhile, the second and third circles formed another circle, and the third and fourth circles formed a ring. All in all, the 4 concentric circles formed 3 golden rings. The birth palace was in the center of the astrolabe. 36 triangles arranged in clockwise position could be seen in the birth palace. He could also faintly see one faintly discernible birth chart. From afar, it looked like a huge golden orb of light. After he was done studying the astrolabe, Zhou flew to the front of his avatar. Let's see. The power of the birth chart, Zhou murmured to himself as he tried to use the birth chart's power. As soon as this thought appeared in his mind, the birth chart on the astrolabe lit up before it shot out a powerful beam of energy light. Since Zhou was in its path, he hurriedly moved away. Bang! At this moment, the golden beam of light shone down, piercing the top of the main hall. Zhou, who was hovering in the air above the main hall, felt a little awkward when he saw the hole. At the same time, he was puzzled as well. The life heart's attributes correspond to the beast it belongs to. The Yong should provide defensive power, right? What's with this offensive power? Zhou looked at his avatar again. The golden color of his avatar had grown incredibly vivid. Since the power of the birth chart depends on the birth chart heart, have my avatar's defenses increased? He tried to sense his avatar's defenses and discovered it had indeed increased tremendously. Normally, activating a birth chart itself would give one basic boost in power. However, placed in the right position, the life heart should grant one with a specific ability that corresponded to the beast it belonged to. Soon enough, another thought appeared in Zhou's mind. The destructive power of the birth chart was so strong, how many times would he be able to use it? He looked away from the hole in the main hall as he shook his head. There was no helping it. He could only let Nye Qingyun repair it again. Finally, Zhou withdrew his avatar. He flashed twice away from Cloud Mountain. When he turned back, only the top of Cloud Mountain could be seen. The distance between the flashes was 3 to 4 times wider compared to when he had the 100 Tribulations Insight avatar. He also discovered the energy consumption was about the same. In any case, he was not particularly bothered. Although this was a skill that could have an unexpected effect in a fight, in a close combat fight, the distance of the flashes was not very significant. It was more effective to use it during a sneak attack or dodging attacks. For him, it was useful to travel or run away. Previously, Zhou needed the effect of the Peak Trial card in order to catch up to Luli, who had activated 5 birth charts, and his Thousand Realms whirling avatar. It was clear to him that a birth chart improved one's strength greatly. At this moment, Zhou manifested his avatar again. Buzz. The sound of energy surging and resonating rang in the air. A 300-foot avatar appeared behind Zhou. Its golden color and its lotus were both impressive. Meanwhile, the huge astrolabe hovering at the avatar's back was connected to the birth disk in his birth palace on the lotus seat. Karmic fire. Swoosh. Golden karmic fire began to surge immediately. The golden karmic fire burned around the 10-leaf lotus as well. Soon enough, his avatar was bathed in the golden karmic fire. Luli doesn't have the karmic fire. In this aspect, I'm better than him. Zhou nodded to himself in satisfaction. It was easy for him to control the karmic fire now. He channeled his vitality energy, and the karmic fire disappeared immediately. He had to keep a low profile. Zhou surveyed his surroundings before he looked down. Then, he looked at a mountain not far away and said, "I guess it has to be you." Zhou had learned from his previous mistake. He had intentionally come here to test his new strength. Zhou moved to his avatar's dantian. Then, a golden beam of energy light shot out from the birth chart on the astrolabe. Boom. The beam of energy light landed on the mountain, causing huge rocks to roll down. Again. A beam of energy light shot out again. More and more rocks rolled down before the mountain collapsed. Zhou was surprised by the birth chart's power. This power was from the life heart of a defensive-type birth chart beast. The strength of his attack would probably be even more exaggerated if activated a birth chart with the life heart of an offensive-type beast, right? All of a sudden, he recalled Yu Qinshu. No wonder Yu Qinshu was not afraid even if Zhou was a birth chart master. After all, even if he and the puppet were injured, they could recover by absorbing others' lives and vitality energy. Moreover, he had the flood-grade confinement seal at that time. Nonetheless, even without the birth chart, just the power from the Thousand Realms whirling was still amazing. Lu Zhou unleashed the power from the birth chart again. This time, its strength was much weaker. With this, he confirmed he could only use the birth chart's power 3 or 4 times. This was acceptable to him. An idea appeared in his head now that he had verified the power of the astrolabe. It consumed a lot of primal chi to control the 1,000 realms whirling avatar. 100 tribulations insight. Lu Zhou's 1,000 realms whirling avatar really shrank. The astrolabe vanished into thin air as well. Soon enough, it resumed the appearance of 100 tribulations insight avatar. Lu Zhou felt like a frog in the well. It was similar to when he first realized the difference in strength between having 9 leaves and 10 leaves. At this time, he really felt the 100 tribulations insight avatar was really ugly compared to the 1,000 realms whirling avatar. Following that, Lu Zhou withdrew his avatar. He planned to fly back to Cloud Mountain instead of flashing back. As soon as he left, a cultivator with disheveled hair and a dirty face flew out of the rubble of the collapsed mountain. His body trembled as he looked around his surroundings. A frightened expression could be seen on his face as he said, "God, I won't swear in your name anymore. Please stop striking me. I know I was wrong." On Cloud Mountain. The weather had returned to normal. Nie Qingyun and Li Yunzheng looked at the hole in the main hall blankly as their hearts raced in their chests. "Your Majesty, since you're Senior Lu's grand disciple, can you put in a good word for me later?" Nie Qingyun asked in slight embarrassment as he looked at the main hall. "It's too late. It seems like Grandmaster has been dissatisfied with this place for a long time now. To be honest, although the palace is boring and my freedom is restricted, the conditions are a lot better than this palace," Li Yunjing said. Then, he hurriedly added, "I'm not belittling this place. I like Cloud Mountain a lot." "Fine. We'll change it. I'll give up the courtyard in the main peak. I'll arrange for 10 female disciples to serve Senior Lu all the time. Your Majesty, do you think this is satisfactory?" Nie Qingyun asked. "It's not bad. However, I have a dozen palace maids serving me in the palace," Li Yunjing said. "Master is older than me, he's elderly. You'll have to double the number of disciples serving him." "All right." With that, Nie Qingyun quickly ordered his men to tidy up the courtyard in the main peak. Following that, Nie Qingyun selected the most beautiful female disciples in Cloud Mountain and gathered them in the main hall of the second peak. Hearing the commotion, Xia Chengxiu, Meng Changdong, and the others rushed over curiously. At this moment, little Yuan'er's voice rang in the air. "Eldest senior brother. Second senior brother. You've returned." Yu Shangrong and Yu Zhenghai descended from the sky. Both of them greeted little Yuan and Conk. "Greetings, 9th junior sister, little junior sister." Conk quickly responded to her senior brother's greetings. At this moment, everyone bowed and greeted Yu Zhenghai and Yu Shangrong. "Mr. First. Mr. Second." Yu Zhenghai asked in confusion, "Where's Master?" A guilty expression appeared on Nie Qingyun's face as he said, "It's all my fault. The conditions of this place are too poor. I've already ordered people to speed up the repairs. Moreover, I have vacated the main peak and selected more than 20 of the most beautiful female disciples on Cloud Mountain to serve Senior Lu." Yu Zhenghai briefly glanced at the row of female disciples with a confused expression before he finally said, "You're too kind. It's a small matter. It's not worth mentioning." While everyone was chatting, Lu Zhou finally returned. Little Yuan hurriedly ran up and called out, "Master." Yu Shangrong, Yu Zhenghai, and the others greeted Lu Zhou as well. After landing, Lu Zhou looked at the scene in front of him and asked, "What's this for? What's happening?" Li Yunjing said, "Grand Master, these are the female disciples that sect leader Nya has personally chosen to serve you. They will serve you well from now on. Moreover, the main hall in the third peak is being repaired, and the main peak has been vacated for Grandmaster." Nie Qingyun thought to himself, "This time, Senior Lu should be happy, right?" Lu Zhou's expression turned stern immediately. "Bastard, if you have so much energy and free time, wouldn't it be better to cultivate?" Everyone, scram. Li Yunzheng and Nie Qingyun. Everyone hurriedly left. Lu Zhou said, "You Zhenghai, you Shangrong, both of you stay back." "Yes, master." After everyone left, Lu Zhou asked about the situation in the Sky Martial Court while they were there. The duo recounted everything to their master, including the things they had seen and heard in the capital. At the same time, they also reported that they had completed the mission as their master had instructed them to. Then, Yu Zhenghai asked curiously, "Master, there's a rumor that you killed Yu Qinshu. Is it true?" There was no need for Lu Zhou to deny this, so he said, "That's right. I killed Yu Qinshu." A nosy expression appeared on Yu Zhenghai's face as he continued to ask, "I also heard that the Sky will Range mountain collapsed, a Black Lotus cultivator appeared, and disaster is about to fall. Are all these also true?" "A Black Lotus cultivator did appear, but there will be no disaster because of that. Both of you have completed the mission well," Lu Zhou said. "Thank you for your praise, master." Following that, Lu Zhou looked at Yu Shangrong and said, "Show me your avatar." Although Yu Shangrong was confused, he still manifested his avatar. A miniature 9-leaf golden avatar without a lotus appeared on his palm. Lu Zhou studied Yu Shangrong's avatar carefully. The absence of a lotus made the avatar look less cluttered. However, without a lotus and a lotus seat, how was Yu Shangrong going to activate his birth chart? Prior to coming to the Red Lotus domain, Lu Zhou was not aware of the existence of birth charts, after all. Upon seeing the contemplative expression on his master's face, Yu Shangrong asked curiously, "Master, is something the matter?" "I'm just checking your cultivation. Both of you have to work harder." "I'll definitely work hard. I won't disappoint you." Lu Zhou nodded. "After 2 days, follow me to the Sky Martial Court." Meanwhile, in the southern pavilion of the Evil Sky Pavilion in the Golden Lotus domain, Zhou Jifeng looked at the flying letter in his hand and said, "Another 2 9-leaf cultivators have appeared in the divine capital. The island master of Manhwa Island has also sprouted the 9th leaf. The cities in the 9 provinces have already completed the new formations. Currently, in Great Yen, apart from some insignificant sea beasts, it's relatively peaceful." "Sea beasts?" Si Wuya was puzzled. However, he did not dwell on it. He nodded and said, "I called you here today to discuss an important matter." At this moment, Ming Shirin, who was leaning against a chair, said lazily, "What do you want to discuss? You can make the decisions." Woof. Woof. Cheong Chi barked twice and pawed Ming Shirin's leg. "See? Even my dog agrees." Si Wuya ignored Ming Shirin and said straightforwardly, "We have dealt with Great Yan's 9 provinces. However, Master is still in danger. Now that the Red Lotus Domain's sky shuttle had been repaired, and we have even built a few more." "Wait." Ming Shirin interjected and rose to his feet immediately. "Don't tell me you want to go to the Red Lotus Domain?"